Welcome back. The Anambra State Governor, Willie Obiano, has come face to face with the challenges facing local governments in the state, especially those in the remote areas. The governor made the observation during a tour of 21 local government areas, after which he gave assurances that the challenges would be addressed. He, however, told the people that solutions to their problems will depend on the outcome of the forthcoming elections.
From one local government to the next, Governor Willie Obiano and the national chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, are on a tour of the council areas of Anambra State. From Anambra East through Nnewi South local government, the governor is out to assure his people that he has them on his mind.
APGA primaries are free and fair. Whoever wins the primary carries our flag in the next election.
Although the people appear happy to see their governor, they have pressing issues they must bring his attention to.
I want to use the opportunity to also tell the governor to come to Inoma, to come and see things by himself. Sometime in February this year, we experienced this type of a problem whereby the Fulani herdsmen invaded the Inoma community, but suddenly started shooting periodically. And I thank God they did not lose their life, but so many things were damaged and even our farm products. So we are pleading with the state government to come to our aid to site a police post. Since Inoma community is at the border between Anambra and Kogi State, there is every need to have a police post there.
These visits allow the governor to interact with his people and find out exactly what their needs are and hopefully tailor his policies to suit them. First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. Nigeria's oil exports have increased in the last couple of months, but this was not taken into consideration in the recent World Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Index, which ranked Nigeria 127 out of the 144 countries profiled. This error was pointed out by an economic analyst, Mr. Johnson Chukwu. In an interview with Channels Television today, he says even though the country is still largely dependent on oil, the data used to compile the report may not have been updated.
I agree with most of those parameters that were used, with the exception of public finance, issue of public finance in terms of Nigeria's earnings. Well, while I agree with the fact that we still have a monolithic export product where we are relying on oil as the main export product. But we also observed in the last couple of months that the oil export volume has increased, the level of oil theft has gone down, and crude price has remained relatively stable at above $100. So if you look at public finance, in terms of foreign exchange earnings, in terms of earnings, I think the data that they relied on may have been dated as at the time the report came out.
Nigeria issued 182.85 billion naira of treasury bills this week, with the maturities ranging between 3 months and a year. The yields were lower than the Debt Management Office auction last month. Investors bought 27.85 billion naira worth of the 3-month bill at 9.79%, lower than the 9.9% raised at the auction on August the 20th. The Debt Management Office also sold 50 billion naira in the 6-month bills at 10.17%, down from 10.20%, and auctioned 105 billion naira in the 1-year notes at 10.36%. Meanwhile, interbank lending rates eased to an average of 10.5% today, down 25 basis points from a week earlier after the central bank paid off mature treasury bills. The central bank paid out 186 billion naira to buy maturing open market operations bills on Thursday, while it credited banks with 70 billion naira more than it owed them to enforce a cash reserve limit. The secured open buyback rate eased to 10.5%, while the overnight placements fell to 10.5%. That's down 50 basis points from 11% last week. Well, the Nigerian equities market returned to winning ways for the first time in 5 days. Here's Bisi Adebayo with a summary of today's trading.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The Nigerian equities market turned north for the first time in 5 days on mixed gains. The all-share index climbed by 0.35% in Thursday's session at 41,160.62, and market capitalization also grew to 13.59 trillion naira. The Faj WAPCO caught the eyes of investors as it added 2 naira to its share price to lead NNFM, ETI, and 33 other stocks. There were 16 losers led by Total and Flour Mills of Nigeria. FTN Cocoa, UB Capital and Access Bank were the 3 most actively traded stocks contributing to today's turnover. When stocks crossed the finish line, investors in 4,407 deals exchanged over 300 million shares worth 2.7 billion naira. And that ends the stock market reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Thank you, Bisi. That's it on Business News. On the news at 10, we'll leave you with those other markets before Amarachi returns with the rest of the news.
First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Super Eagles begin quest to defend African Cup of Nations title in a qualifier against the Red Devils of Congo. That's in sports news. Please stay with us.